My name's Pete Woods. You're watching Hexham TV. Who are you?
Hello, I'm Derek Kennedy. I am the Mayor of Hexham.
So, Derek, we found out this morning via the local press, that's certainly how I found out, that Antony Gormley, who'd offered to buy the old fire station in Hexham and develop it into a storage and an education centre over time, is now withdrawing his offer. When did you find out, and what does that mean to the town and to the town council?
Yes, so I found out on Thursday evening when there was an email from the Sir Antony Gormley team, which was going to the press and going to the Northumberland County Council as well at the same time, in which um, uh, the message was, that he understands that the county council want to press on with their plan of creating a council depot on the site, and therefore he was withdrawn. So obviously this has been going on for close on a year. A lot of time devoted by many people, including members of the public, and signing the petition uh, by the Hexham Town Council, which has had lots of meetings and lots of engagements. The local MP. Uh, uh, there's Suzanne Fellis-Aiken, the county councillor, and obviously myself. I've devoted huge amounts of time to this. So to find out that news was grossly disappointing.
What would it have meant to the town, do you think, had this gone ahead?
So as you quite rightly point out, I'm reading a statement from Anthony Gormley, which is saying that the Hexham Foundation collection will be open to curators, art historians, students, and interested members of the public. So it really was, I saw this as being the third plank to the Gormley estate. He already has two locations in Hexham where he does his foundry and does his works. And this was going to be the one that would like bring them all together as a holding area for his artwork, and obviously being open to the public as well, and an education centre and those things. So this was going to be the third plank to that. So it really cemented Anthony Gormley's legacy in the Hexham town. The fire station, which has stood empty for 8 long years, was the perfect site, he felt, because it was a concrete base. A lot of his work is industrial and metal and very heavy. I've actually been to his foundry and seen his works. But this would have been a place of like bringing it all together as a single attraction. So it's grossly disappointing. The county council, have let that base stand empty for those 8 years. Um, and only recently decided that it wanted to become a council depot. So during my negotiations with the county council, I was quite clear that there was two visions for Hexham. There was the county council's vision of a council depot, and there was the Sir Antony Gormley exhibition centre. Which his name is hugely well known across the world, and I think it would have brought another attraction and another selling point to the town of Hexham. Not just for Hexham, not just for Northumberland, but I think for a strategic asset for the Northeast. I think it would be that significant. Obviously, his relationship with the Northeast through the Angel of the North is huge.
Now, Hexham has got three um, county councillors on Northumberland County Council. Presumably, they were all lobbying to get the Anthony Gormley Centre in Hexham.
Well, I think your presumptions are inaccurate. Certainly, myself and Suzanne Fairless-Aiken have been 100% in the lead on this. We've done everything we can. We've engaged. We've related. I've had multiple meetings with the leader and lead councillors and officers in the county council. Suzanne is a Liberal Democrat. I am an independent. So we've made this very much a cross-party thing. But I couldn't speak for the third member of Northumberland County Council who represent Hexham. I think he is a member of the Conservative administration, and their thoughts have always been that they wanted to demolish the fire station and it become the council depot. I think my great disappointment in all of this is the county council has made it into an either-or situation, which I do not believe that is the case. And I've said this all along. There is a second larger county council depot, which I visited with officers. I have walked around that site and identified that site is a hodgepodge of buildings, vehicles, and all other ancillary things on that site, which really needed to be strategically thought and planned, a bit of creativity to optimize that site. That there's two car parks, one that's got 30 public car parking, which could be easily turned into operations, and another one which maybe 80 vehicles. Again, I don't think the need for that size. So they could have a smaller vehicle standing point that would create much more operational land. Also, there is a cottage and land that abuts this larger site at Tyne Mills, and the cottage owner said he would be willing to sell his house in a private sale to the Northumberland County Council, so that land could be used as a wider depot and facilitate the whole thing if it enabled the Antony Gormley Centre at the fire station to take place. So there was a multitude of options here, and that would have allowed everybody to win. A better and improved depot for the future recycling and other things that they would do there, plus a international centre for Antony Gormley, and everybody would win. And that was the point I have consistently and repeatedly driven forward to the Northumberland County Council and its officers. But I have to admit, it's been like shouting at a brick wall. They just didn't realise it. I just don't think they really understood it. There was the conversations in there, but you could kind of tell their heart was not in it. And there's been two, I would say, really despicable acts by the county council, which they did in secret. Which was the first one was in the summer of 2025. They passed a planning application to demolish the fire station, and they didn't inform myself as a county councillor, the Hexham town councillor, nor Suzanne Fairless-Aiken. They only informed the Conservative councillor in Hexham that they were doing this, and that demolition order went in. We knew nothing about it, and we tripped over it because we found it on a lamppost. I mean, I was staggered, and I was very upset with the county councillors for doing that. And then the second act was when the leader of the council, of the county council, took an urgent item to the cabinet to say, right, the Gormley proposal is dead, and we will demolish the fire station and turn it into a council depot, again with no communication after we've been trying to speak to them for over a year. We have a petition which is just completed, which has been signed by over 3,700 people in the Hexham area who supported Sir Antony Gormley purchasing the fire station at full market rate to develop his centre. So I think that it has been an awful lot of investment by a lot of people. And I think they're going to be extraordinarily upset at the lack of vision in all of this. And I think the reason why Sir Antony Gormley has stopped his proposal, and he's took the decision to step back, I think he's grown tired of not having a Northumberland County Council that was supportive and enabling. It's been a blocker all the way. Recently on the big, sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say that Northumberland County Council, and certainly the leader of the council, Glenn Sanderson, has said that they've been in contact with Sir Antony Gormley and his people throughout the process, and indeed are open to a potential different site in the area should Sir Antony want to move forward on that. And I have offered indeed to interview the leader of the council about this issue. What does this say for local democracy, local people, 3,700 people in a town of probably about 12,000, wanting something or showing that they support something that then don't appear to be listened to?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, we invited the leader of the county council, Glenn Sanderson, to our December meeting at the Hexham Town Council. I gave him a month's notice, and again, he refused to attend that as well.
Well,
so
he said he was booked up. To be fair, yeah.
Yeah, well, well, it depends what's important to you and what your priorities are, of course. And do I think this is a priority? Well, obviously I do. Maybe somebody else doesn't. So having meetings, it depends what your intentions are. But it was an evening meeting at 6 o'clock, and I know he was busy during the day, but I can't count for that. He just didn't come, whichever which way. Democracy wise, I feel incredibly disillusioned. I've been a county councillor here for 23 years. I've always felt with the county council, and I said this many years ago, is I could give a slogan for the county council and say, the answer's no, councillor, what's your question? Because that's how it feels being a county councillor. You do not feel as though you get listened to or really engaged or really they help you to deliver big projects. I think this is one of the most exciting projects we could have had in the last few years. We've had the people behind us, the town council's been behind us. The democratic principles are all behind us. I even engaged with opposition parties from the Labour Party, Reform, the Liberal Democrats, and the Green Party, who all are represented in Northumberland, and they all supported, a real thorough look at what these proposals were. But the Conservatives were just were glued and stuck to one single decision, which was they wanted a council depot. So I feel really, really deflated. We've championed the cause. I don't think any of us could have done any more than what we did. But I think really it's been proven that we were never going to be able to persuade an intransigent Conservative administration of county council.
Derek, Hexham is seeking to become an arts town.
Yes.
What is that still going forward, even though this particular part of it is not going to take place?
Yes. The arts town is a more broader umbrella. Where there's a development of trying to make the town. It already has a lot of art. It has, we have a cinema, we have theatre, we have artists in our back street, selling things and all sorts of creative art in the town. what the arts town is to really put an umbrella over that and to really give it some focus and to coordinate and communicate all the arts that are in Hexham. Yes, we will continue that. The Antony Gormley element was going to be would have iced the cake if I could say that. But we are going to still promote that and develop that. Councillor Penny Grennan is in the lead on that alongside other artists, and that's going to be a big thing going into 2026.
So there's still an offer open to the leader of Northumberland County Council to come and put their case about this issue and to talk about how they came about this decision and why they think it was important to have a council depot, expand the council depot there. And Antony Gormley, I understand from what I've read in the press, has still said that he may actually provide a sculpture for Hexham. So, potentially that's something that would benefit the town and show Sir Antony's long-term commitment to Hexham. And, I'm sure you and the town council would value that.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. We do. He has offered that sculpture, and we look forward to seeing his plans and Northumberland County Council funding that. Because I think that would be of value to the town. No doubt about that. I think going back to the point on democracy, there will after the call in and after the scrutiny, that there will still be a element of really scrutinising how all these decisions were made by county council. So that will be debated by a full council meeting in January in Morpeth. So I do think there will be some challenge about how the whole episode was played out in democratic terms.
Derek Kennedy, Mayor of Hexham, thank you very much for talking to Hexhamtv.
Thank you, sir.